Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. Another exciting show and definitely another exciting guest. Today, I'm fortunate. And let me tell you what I mean by fortunate today. Imagine the use of the day and opportunities. Imagine being a football star and having the dreams to pretty much get recruited by any school in this country. And yeah, we've had some of the top prospect high school kids on our show before, and I'm proud of every last one of them that have graced my stage to come. But today is a little different. Let me tell you why. Imagine going to a prestigious university.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Imagine going to West Point. That even sounds good, West Point.
Yeah.
But the key is, how do you get there? What was that road like when opportunities isn't that big? Yeah, we can go to all the different colleges, and I'm not knocking any college, but think about this institution alone, the name personifies to even get there, West Point. Today on the show, we got a young man who's definitely done that. If you watch his highlight reels, if you watch the news here in Indianapolis, Indiana, man, he's a beast. A true word, beast. The one, the only, Mr. Touchdown himself, Mr. Everything himself, Jeremiah Lee. What's up, big dog?
Yeah, I'm happy to be on this show. Thank you. Thank you.
Long time coming. And we got the mentor over here. You guys know him with 365 flavors, all natural, serving popcorn all over the world. My favorite, Chicago. What is it? Chicago Fire?
That's right, Chicago Fire.
Chicago
Put that
Fire.
mic up so they can hear you.
Chicago Fire.
The one, the only, Mr. Popcorn World himself, the father, Mr. Key.
Welcome.
Lee. Pete Lee.
Yep, thank you.
What's up, guys?
500 flavors.
500 flavors. Okay.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Andre.
Okay, so let's get right down to it. Before we start to your dad, well, tell me a little bit about who you are. Who are you?
I went to Beech Grove. My middle school, I went to Avondale Meadows, which I've actually came from middle school that produced a lot of Division I talent. So me, Davion Chandler, Israel Jackson, multiple kids. Like we produce a lot of Division I talent. So
You knew this prior to going? Did you know this prior to going to the school?
Oh no. We hadn't produced any like star athletes. It was a newer middle school, newer elementary school coming into it. So we're just now starting to produce those fruits and showing what our elementary and middle school could do. But I had my football high school career at Beech Grove. Had an exciting 4 years. I'm really excited to go to West Point. It's a huge team. I'm gonna have a bigger role. And I'm just excited to work.
When did football first take a hold of you? When did you start? Because you do more than football, but when did football become a first love for you?
Yeah, I used to play. I started off playing basketball first, actually, in baseball. And I used to watch a lot of football. So like when the Bears games would come on, me and my dad watched the Bears game.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, I'm a Bears fan. I don't care. Bear down until I die.
Okay. No, so I won't say anything about the Dallas Cowboys around you guys. Okay. We know how many Super Bowls Dallas has, though, right? So think about that.
But you know who's the greatest team of all time?
Dallas Cowboys.
The Monsters of the Midway.
Oh my God. Okay, you've been schooling him. Okay. So what made you pick the football over baseball and basketball?
I really had dropped baseball too. I didn't really drop it, but I didn't have enough time to play baseball and run track and play football at the same time. So I played basketball throughout freshman year, and then when I first started to really, really get into football was my freshman year. I played middle school, but I didn't really, really get into it until my freshman year. I loved it though. I first stepped on the field playing JV freshman football as a freshman. Yeah. And it was really fun scoring 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns a game, and just having fun with the guys. It was a different fun that brought to my life in that sport. So
you grew up playing, you grew up watching football.
Oh yeah.
But how did you manage to pick the position that you wanted to play? There's a tons of positions that naturally you can be good at, but why decide to take the running back position?
Naturally, I think I got a lot of stuff that my dad had taught me from even just basketball. That footwork, it applies to the same sport. You bring it over from basketball, baseball, and it applies to football. So the same footwork of shuffling your feet, picking your feet off the ground, putting them back in the ground, just like you would with track and field. Mm-hmm. It's the same mechanics, just move them over and just make sure your body's ready for this sport. So yeah, that's pretty much how I got ready that's how I switched over from basketball, baseball to football. It really wasn't much of a switch. I naturally picked it up, honestly.
Why you didn't want to play wide receiver or tight end?
Oh, I could play him. At West Point, my position is going to be slot back, which is running back and wide receiver. So I'm going to be playing both. So I could catch that ball too. You don't got to worry about that one. Yeah.
Boy, look, he's sounding like you catch that ball.
Oh yeah, I catch that ball.
He got hands.
He got hands.
I got receiving touchdowns too.
So, when did you start taking it seriously? Did it start become more of a need? Let me rephrase this. You're a senior. You're getting ready to go into this. I'm speaking from my own self. You're lucky you grew up with a father and a mom in the household. I didn't have that, so I didn't have that so-called mentorship. And by the time I got to be a senior, I was really scared. I didn't know how to really make a college decision. I had tons of offers, but I was like, what do I do? Do I go to Troy State? Do I go to IU? Do I go to these different schools I had? But then my junior year became a driving point for me. My senior year is I better know it all. What was it like for you?
Yeah, it was pretty much the same. Like my junior year, it was just, I got to keep working to get this offer. I'm getting these offers my senior year, and now it's like, it's really time to make a decision. It's time to get into that world. But honestly, just I kept praying on it. Took my visit to West Point. I loved my visit to West Point. God just told me this is where you want to go. So West Point it's giving me a reason to be a part of a team that's bigger than myself. I also get to serve my country. Mm-hmm. So it gives me two reasons and two purposes, more than just playing football. Mm-hmm. So if it was just a school, I had to choose the school that I would choose if I wasn't playing football.
That makes sense.
The offers I had, where would I go to help me succeed in life? West Point is going to give me the best chance by far. What
were your choices prior to West Point? Let's say West Point wasn't even on the scope. What were your other three choices that you was looking at?
Oh yeah, before West Point offered me, I had Butler, I had Illinois State, UIndy, Ashland, a couple more offers, but once Army reached out and stayed in touch with me, it was over with. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, their recruiting team did a great job.
What made them? How do you think they did a great job? I'm curious.
I'm talking about even before my games, it's not just I'm gonna send you a graphic. It's like these coaches really reach out to me. Good luck, man. Tell me how you're doing. When do you want to come out for this visit? Like they would actively talk to me, and even when I had some questions, I got an answer for you right now. So even if I still have questions for report day, for how it's gonna be in the military, I could ask them anything, and I'll instantly get those questions answered. My dad could ask my coaches too. They'll reach out to the fam. They come to the popcorn store.
Now let me ask you a question. You usually know at least some of your people that are coming in with you. Did they share with you some of the other top recruits? Did you have any questions about it, or how was that for you?
Yeah, when I came on my visit, I was out there with another recruit. His name was Andrew Heidel, and he's a quarterback from Florida. But yeah, we asked the question. We all had similar questions because we're all going to the same thing,
right?
And all these questions we really asked, they got them answered. There's not much I'm really left in the dark about right now.
Now you're gonna start, or you're gonna sit out red tail? What's the plans for you?
So for these first 10 months, I'm going to United States Military Prep Academy, which is the prep school of West Point.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be developing for 10 months, getting stronger, getting faster. I still get to play 9-10 games.
Really?
Yeah, I still get to play my 9-10 games. I start next month actually. So.
Are you excited?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I miss football.
So what do you think you're weak at? Because there's a difference between high school, college, and definitely the NFL. And people need to understand the NFL, everybody's good. Yep. Everybody's good, but that's about opportunity. If somebody gets hurt, it's next man up, but that next man can take your job.
Yeah.
This is different for you. What do you think you need to work on to get better, to stay on the field, but more importantly, to stay healthy?
To stay healthy, honestly, what I tell everybody, you have to stretch every day. Wake up and stretch. That's the main reason I can stay, with less energy, with less injuries than most people. I don't tear stuff. God, thank God, I don't tear anything. Break bones, but eat the right stuff. Stretch a lot for sure.
Eat the right stuff. I've been to your house. I know.
Yeah. But make sure you put some mass on you. You ain't got no mass, you're gonna be broken. You just got straight bones. Especially in D1 college, you're gonna be out there be a skeleton. Get broken half.
So you mentioned that West Point really stood out
Yeah.
for you. Was there a school that you had in mind that you wanted to go to, but if that wasn't on the table? We know the offers you got, but let's get real. What were the 3 choices? I'm gonna give you 5.
Okay.
I'm hoping
I'll give you
that he say the right one. So what was your top 5 that you wanted to go to?
My top 5 that I wanted to go to. I know for a fact I wanted to go to IU. You know, those coaches that reached out to me too, and I went to those camps. I was balling out at the camps. It's just like some things just don't happen for a reason. I'm glad God gave me the door that He gave me. You know, West Point. The things I'm seeing through West Point is, I don't really care about any university right now.
Okay.
So, I had IU. Let me think. It was really just IU. Really, just I'm not even gonna lie to you. It was really just IU. I didn't have any other ones. I loved IU.
You know, IU hasn't had a successful running game in quite some time. I remember Von Dunbar. I remember Davis, the Davis guy, and I'm trying to think who else came out of that was good running backs. Put your microphone up to your mouth.
Sorry about that. You know,
Look, I know your voice.
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
I don't know how many good running backs came out of IU.
Right.
You know, I knew running backs came out of Illinois State University.
I don't know why I even. I don't even why.
My boy Howard Griffin. You know, another cats. You know, I grew up with and played ball with.
Okay.
You know, like Chris Zort. You know, from CVS. You know.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't really know IU perspective on a lot of their players besides our cousin, who was one of their cornerbacks that played there, Scotty Dupart. He played there. He was a top dog. But yeah, I knew IU was a good school. They actually won the MAC.
You're thinking of the Miami of Ohio. I'm thinking of
which they won the MAC
Big
too.
Ten. I use Big Ten.
I use Big Ten.
Oh no, I was saying about the other one, Northern.
Oh, NIU.
They wanted them too.
Okay.
They won the MAC. Now, so we talking about University of Illinois. Illinois. Then we talking about Howard Griffin. We talking about Melvin Agee. You know, guys that but he was the only running back. He played for Denver.
So what's your take on your son getting the offer to go to West Point? That has to. I mean, just the name West Point really over trumps any other universities, as far as I'm concerned, especially when you're talking about academics. Because I'm pretty sure I know how you operate. It's not all about football. You want to see this young man be successful academically wise. So when that opportunity happened for your son, what was that like for you?
So I mean, he'll tell you honestly. I was like, let's check it out.
Yeah.
I'm always about investigation. You don't know till you know. You don't make decisions based on what people say or how other people feel.
Right.
It's got to fit for us. When they said the Escalade to come pick us up at home to take us to the airport, I knew they were serious. I was courted like that, so I understand. And when we got there, and I talked to the coach. He couldn't really talk to him at the time because I was coaching at Beech Grove, so he can talk to me. And he would stop and talk to me like, "Hey, man, your son had a great game." You know, so it was serious for them, for him. They made themselves present. And not because he is so good. It's just how they treat people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get to West Point, it's a family. I mean,
Instantly.
It's instant. They had every player meet every family.
Wow.
Sit with us at dinner, sit with us at lunch, sit with us at brunch. If it wasn't the running backs, it was the quarterbacks. Wasn't the quarterbacks, it was and Bryce would have been there, but he had hurt himself, but we didn't see him in the practice. And he came 6th runner-up for the Heisman Trophy.
Wow.
Could have went pro. And they sent you the paper with all the pro ball players.
Yeah.
And so I was being educated. And when I saw it, I said, there's 2 things that my son told you earlier. He's going to be successful no matter what happens.
Right.
We know what our goal is, and you know what you need to do to fix that goal. Of course, people will be better when you play, but you'll get better.
Yeah.
So if you're the best now be better than the best. When they sleep, you still going. And they have the facility to do it. So when I found out about it and I saw it and the way they sent their responses, it was like if you going to the Bears or you going to the.
You mentioned the Bears one more time. We're going to end this podcast.
We know Dallas don't send that type of response. But anyway, I might have Popcorn World out there soon. But I was kidding. I'm looking at it. But no, definitely. I was really grateful to them. And
I know how you. I know your response. Because when it happened, you came here and we talked. I remember walking out with you, and you have a nephew that's just as good.
Yes.
And the first thing that you shared to me when I said, wow, you must be like amazed, you said, you know, this is one of the greatest opportunities my son could ever have gotten.
Yes.
You know, let's mention role models here. Tell a little bit about you.
I mean,
Because the foundation starts. I've been blessed to be around your family. I'm blessed that me and you are friends. I know nothing but love with your family. I see it. I see the bond that you have with not only your son, but this is even more important.
Yeah.
The relationship you have with the community.
Yeah.
I've seen all these kids, the village coming into the house. I seen the little kid and his mom, and you told that little kid, the one that was sitting at the table,
Oh, yeah.
hey, make sure you get that degree.
Yeah.
Make sure you get that high school diploma. So you were invested. Let's talk about who you are. Who is Pete Lee?
Well, Pete Lee started years ago from being the richest family in our neighborhood to the poorest. You know, my grandfather was the man. He was the chief engineer of Operation Push WJCP in Chicago with some major radio station, and he was a professor at Purdue University, and he was a mathematic genius. He said his time was too early because they didn't recognize black men. But my father was never in my life. I had my godfather is my dad, but that's not like having your blood.
Right.
So I promised to myself that I know, first of all, God allowed me to go through the hurt of not having somebody like you. I had to make decisions, and I made a bad decision going to another college when all the other colleges offered me everything. I didn't know no better.
Right.
So I was not going to allow my son to at least have that ear. But God has blessed me with them. You know, his twin sister, she's got a full ride. So our community, my wife, beautiful wife, she's a teacher, union rep for IPS, and been a teacher for a long time, worked for DCS. And so just to let you know that when I met her, she was family. I'm family. And it just grows to making sure that our family structure is strong under Christ. And outside of that, you can do nothing, right? Like if he doesn't have any belief in who gives him the ability, who do you believe in? Self ain't gonna get you there. We never can be, no one man's an island.
Right.
We all need one another to get each other to where we need to go. And so that's what I gained to bring back to my son. You know, I had 3 girls, and I was like, oh man, don't give me no 4. And when he was born, that was the happiest day of my life, because I'm like, oh, I got the boy. I have the boy. And so I separated him because all the girls would be around. And I'm like, no, I gotta pull him with me so he don't mess around, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get him strong. And he was just growing into it. God was letting me, it was happening before my own eyes. I missed his first touchdown talking to another coach. And they gonna tell me, he ain't watching him. So I promised from that point on, I ain't never gonna miss another one, and ain't nobody gonna talk to me right at that time. But I gave him the talent of being an athlete that I gained.
What are you afraid of? He's getting ready to go off. Both of your kids are getting ready to go. They're twins.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to go off. But this is your son. This is the one that you're molding into what you. Let me use this word the right way, because I tell people we live through our kids, but we don't force our dreams to go through the kids all the time. But this is your son. What are you afraid of now? He's getting ready to leave the nest. He has a great opportunity, and let's get real. You're going to be a long way away from him. What are you mostly afraid of now?
See, so we already
don't bring up nothing about Chicago Bears.
No. We've had this conversation. I put all I need to put into my son. I'm not afraid of anything. I told him, go be a man at this point. I've given you everything. You have all the ethics that I can ever give you.
Right.
The rest is on you at this point. And the thing is, no matter what he chooses to do, whatever he's going to be, I'm always going to be there. And there ain't no distance in the world is going to keep me from my son.
You getting emotional. I see you. I see you, dog. I see you.
No distance.
I see you.
No distance.
Yeah.
I'll move the moon to get to my kids. Because the hurt that we've been through, we prepared them. We prepared them to get away from influence. So he knows Christ. He knows what he is. He talked to you.
Yeah.
He didn't have to tell you. But I'm more proud. I don't fear nothing. And I teach you, don't you fear anything but be controlled. Control your emotions and think. The Bible says, be slow to speak and be quick to listen.
You can say that again.
Be slow to speak and quick to listen. You'll know who people are. You'll know their motives, like we talked about.
We just talked about that earlier. Yeah,
you'll know. I'm sorry if you're tearing up, but this.
No, it's fine.
Good.
It's my boy, and my girl is leaving. Now I'm more worried about her.
Yeah.
Than I will be a him. Mm-hmm. But I'll move the moon to get to my babies. I'll shut the store down and it close it forever if it takes me to have to make sure they good. But we got family in every store. We blessed. We got people at West Point that's from the church. We got people from other we good. Mm-hmm. And all you had to do to you teach your children is you must call your parents. Yep. Be listeners. Mm-hmm. And then respectful. You gonna know when you walk in a straight line. When you see them zigzags, that's not where you need to be. That's the people coming around you. They zigzagging, and you can see the snake when you see him. Keep a straight line. Time's gonna be hard. Time's gonna be, but the hard times build you. It builds character. So build your character and continue to build your character. It is on him at this point. Mm-hmm. I can't do anything else but live what the final product is. What God's gonna make them. I just pushed him along. I am not God. I'm just his father, and I was a pathway for him to get here. So I gave all to him that I can give. There's always more, because the elders are supposed to be listened to by the younger, right? Mm-hmm. So when war comes, the young fight, but they listen to the elders on how to fight the war. But if they go in with their strength alone, they soon to be wiped out. So I teach my son, now it's on you. But remember everything I taught you. If it's anything you forget, call me and your mom. If you don't reach us, he gonna know you. He's gonna know people that's surrounded by me are the same family.
Right.
If he can't say, Andre, I can't reach my dad. This is what's happening.
I'll find him.
I already know you will.
Yeah.
And if you can't find him,
we'll find somebody that can.
Come on, he's always taken care of.
Yeah.
And so he knows a lot of my Mason brothers that's all over the world, so they know it is, especially where he gonna be. So we good to go.
Jeremiah, what are you afraid of? You heard your dad. You know he pulls out his heart to you, cares about everything, but you can ready to walk into the world to be a man.
Yeah, and
that's not going to be an easy task for you. You know, what are you afraid of?
Well, to be honest, I'm not really afraid of much. I know there's stuff to be cautious of, and I know what to watch out for because my dad's instilled much into me, along with me being able to see what it's like for a man to live and walk with God. Like for my own eyes, I'm blessed to be able to have parents who show me that. So I'll just be able to use their examples while I'm in college and on my own to be able to just follow suit like that and be able to walk my own journey and have God with me. So I know that God's got me regardless. So I know I'm not going to be afraid of anything, especially going into the military. I've had much time to think about what should you be afraid of going into the military. Like forget football, going into the military, what should you be afraid of? Mm-hmm. Thinking over that type of stuff and then praying. Not afraid of much. But if anything, I'm not afraid of anything at all. I'm just ready to get to work.
Let me ask you a question. You're a young man, getting ready to start life's journey into what you want to do. You're around a lot of other young men, and a lot of times, me as an older man, your father as an older man, you guys talk a different language. What are some of the things that your generation you feel is missing out on that either is going to help them or is crippling them?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of people, a lot of kids my age, they have either a problem with listening to authority and attitude problems, or problem with that, especially with being coached. Like kids are limiting their opportunities just from not being able to take constructive criticism at all from anybody. Like in the classroom, on the field, on the court, it's going to limit you. People are not going to hear any of that. Your boss is not going to hear none of that. They have more power than you. What are you talking for? Mm-hmm. You know? So that, along with people being on electronics all day, you got to get out and enjoy life. You know, you only get one of these. These phones are going to be here.
How did your friends feel about the fact that, you know, you come from, a household with both both parents, structurally sound, and let's get real. That's not the same for a lot of your teammates and stuff. Like, how does that make them feel towards you? I mean, and how do you feel towards them?
A lot of my teammates, especially like the younger guys, a lot of them actually look up towards me and probably like use me as a role model. Honestly, like they follow my footsteps because they want to also be a college football player. They also want to make it big and go Division I. I'm like, man, just keep working and know as long as you got God by your side, you can do anything, literally anything. So just keep working, stay out of trouble. I just try to keep the young guys and my teammates out of trouble, but they've also been very supportive since I've came to Beech Grove. Since I came to Beech Grove, honestly, they've been very supportive.
Now, Beech Grove is what? Is that south?
Yeah, southeast. It's a small town.
Right off Emerson.
But when I tell you it's a small community that really shows support, I know almost everybody in Beech Grove. Really? And they all love me. They all show support. They will pack out the football games for me.
Really?
Yep.
I must say, Beech Grove. I coached there as well. Coach Mosley allowed me to be the coach on the side of my son, and the staff of Beech Grove. Man, some beautiful, beautiful people. And I just wanted to clear up one thing. What we're saying, I don't live through my son. I live for my son.
I like the way you said
it. And he's gonna live for himself. I've already been there. Things didn't work out for me. And I'm fine. It might have been the best thing to happen to me because my area.
What do you mean things didn't work out for you? You're pretty successful.
No, I'm talking about as far as playing pro ball.
Oh,
things work out, but all my buddies has been there, so we all close. My boy Devon McDonald, but played with the Colts. Played in Notre Dame. My boy Chris Zort, who I love to death. I ain't seen him in years. Howard Griffin, Dempsey Norman, Russell Merlin. I mean, even basketball. I played all these sports, and I will win it.
Did you say Russell Merlin?
Yeah, Russell Merlin. That's my guy. And his dad used to own the car lot.
I'm going to repeat that name again. Russell Merlin?
Russell Merlin and Jim Merlin. I knew he played to Dallas.
Okay. Did he play where?
Hey, Russ, if you see this, your boy P. Lee tell you hi. And tell your dad I say hi, and I hope he's still living and all. But we all from Peel Hill, so we all know each other. We love each other. But yeah, so my son has got a chance to meet a lot of celebrities, so he's not like shy because, I Common Sense is like my little brother. Been knowing him since he was a kid. And we in the neighborhood of Chicago, where you come up, athlete, you have to be an athlete. It was athlete first and academic last. But now it started changing. You had that academic because you can't go nowhere. You're just a professional gangbanger. So when I coached at CVS High School, one of our things with Coach Chambers and Coach Underwood and Coach Jones, we always told these kids, we don't want to raise professional gangbangers. We need to see grades, because if I'm going to waste my time developing you to go out in the streets and kill somebody or get killed, I wasted my time. Yeah. My time has to be utilized wisely. And all the kids that be around him look at me as the pops, or look at me as uncle, because I love them all. Ain't none of them going to get away.
Why did you leave Chicago? What brought you to the greatest city in the world, Indianapolis, Indiana? Do I need to say that again? What brought you to the greatest city in the world, Indianapolis, Indiana?
Sometimes circumstances change things. I had an opportunity to do concerts, which I did even in Chicago at the Pike Township. And as I was developing and started doing good things with promoters here, fortunately, they get ready to sell Pike Township, which is now a flea market. And I had a house being built from ground level up, so I had to work at a place I never wanted to work. But I did whatever it took to keep my family's dream alive. The kids were established. He was playing AAU ball since a kid with Ian and Yuri. Yuri's my boy. He's a referee also, and he's a chess master. And so he played with those guys, and they all developed. And the the grammar school I coached at as well, and we won the championship. Just like the year I coached, we won the championship. And then that's when he went to high school. AME, is it AMC? What was his name?
AMS. Was that the
AMS? Yeah, AMS.
It was like, first it was Challenge Foundation Academy at the elementary school. Then they changed it to Avondale Meadows Academy.
Yes.
Then we built a middle school, Avondale Meadows Middle School. And then our football team was joined with Tinley, so it was AMS Tinley.
Yes.
We was killing out there.
It sounds like you guys need to be on the developmental plan in Beech Grove. To me, what it sounds like.
Beech Grove had his good points and one of his bad points.
Right.
One of the bad points was a guy who decided he wanted to accuse my son and two other black kids, Stella kids, of stealing something that never happened.
What?
Yeah, his name was Rick Skirvin. I'm just putting that out there so people can understand. He didn't win the mayoralship. He didn't win it at all.
That had to be. Yeah. That could have changed his whole.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't speak about it much, but
yes.
yeah, me and my friends, he just blatantly lied on us.
Well, wait a minute. All right, what happened?
Well, we come to find out. The case is still going on, so I don't want to talk about that. It just come to find out they were just riding on their bikes. That's all.
In our neighborhood, we all lived there.
In their neighborhood. And my man was running for mayor, and he had a program that he didn't know we knew about. It was saying, about at youth risk. At risk youth, whatever, and that he's gonna make an example out there. Now you gonna send some information to a school through a resource officer, which is a dear good guy, man. I love him. I ain't gonna mention his name,
right?
But I used to be the police. I used to be the feds, so I know procedures,
right?
And them procedures was nowhere in proper. And then him taking pictures on the school board, you can't do that. It's against their policy. So. He made a big mistake. I don't want to harp on it too long because it's still active right now.
Right.
In the meanwhile, he could have ruined my son's. That's what schools were looking at. You never know to this day if somebody gonna be like he's involved in something like that, and they might lie. We ain't gonna mess with him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we don't know. Yeah,
it was pretty clear, open and shut though. We didn't steal any candy. I had a bag of candy that I had bought, and then he took took a picture of me through the window. It was like what?
And that's really sad.
They took me and my friends at a football practice. He was like, "What's going on?"
Yep. Did you get? They got approached by law enforcement?
No. It was a football practice, and coach was like, "Hey, I want to talk to y'all." He's like,
"Yep."
He was like, "Okay."
Yep. It got all the way back there.
And we was like, "What?"
It got all the way back there.
He knew the lady because he knew
his wife was his fiance.
And once we told him who did it, he was like, "Oh, yes. We know y'all ain't taking
the two boys or her sons tried to play football and they didn't play, and she was bitter. And she took them to another school and they couldn't play. Brought them back and they couldn't play. And she was super bitter. And this is what another motive was, but it was like I can capitalize on this.
It was
where he made his mistake. So this
is the big part about malicious behavior.
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask this question.
Yes.
Did it surface with West Point? Because people do their due diligence.
I shut this down a long time before West Point came.
Okay.
And then the coach would have came to me. It could have, right? But he would have came to me first, and I would have explained to him exactly what was going on. As the woman he said accused them is a dear good friend of ours. She was like, "Who said?" I already knew everybody in the store because everybody knows Popcorn World, and plus I'm out with people.
Not to mention I had a receipt.
Yes. Yeah, so it was one of them situations. Then he went to CVS Pharmacy and said the same thing.
You had a receipt?
I had a receipt.
I can't talk about my case, but I had a receipt too.
Not one store.
Same thing.
Not one store, but two stores. CVS Pharmacy and Walgreens.
She followed me from store to store. I'm like, what?
It was bad, but I just wanted to tell you about Beech Grove.
Yeah, it's still like
how beautiful Beech Grove, the city of Beech Grove. The new mayor, I knew him and his sister. They own the shoe store. Also, the old mayor was really nice because they come in my store. They show their support for my son even through me, and they come. And I just want to thank Beech Grove for every opportunity, and then also the athletic director Daniels. Got to give it good up to him, and old Coach Winters. When nobody say Winters, he saw talent in my son, and he I don't care if he ran him 85 times in the game. He knew he had a player there, and I have to say to this day, if it was for Coach Winters, he probably wouldn't have had that opportunity. And Coach Mosley's the new coach now, which is my buddy and my boy, and we'll get him on one day when Jeremiah come back. So
hold that thought for a minute. He had you run 85 carries in the game?
Not literally, but I had a decent amount of attempts per game.
I was at 80 to 70%.
My junior year, I think I carried average like 14, 15 carries a game.
Let's talk about your best careers. What do you think was your best career? Was it your junior year, senior year?
Senior year. Yeah, I think every year.
What was different between the junior and the senior year?
I ran the ball less. Yeah, we started throwing the ball a lot more. Okay. That's really it. And we had a lot of new people, but the main difference was we threw the ball a lot more. We ran the ball less, but we didn't need to run the ball as many times because I would still get the amount of yards. If we get a first down, you don't need to run me back to back right after that first down, or like the entire drive.
Right.
We can air it out if they're giving us the pass.
Right.
Because in my junior year, we would run the ball and they were stopping the run, but we're still running the ball. This year, if we're running the ball and they're stopping the run, we're gonna pass it. We're not gonna force the run.
But your senior year, you really, let's call it what it is. You balled out.
Oh yeah, still balled out. I think both years I definitely balled out.
Yeah, I was gonna say he balled out in actually all 3 years, but the last two, because I gave you the sophomore tape, the junior tape, and they almost similar.
Yeah. Did you get my senior year tape too?
I got all your stuff.
You can see.
I got all your stuff.
Yeah, when it came to,
but it looks so effortless. I can't tell the difference because there's no performance lag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In either one, you see.
That's what I was saying.
You got to play hard all game. It could be first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. You got to run that ball as hard as you can.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What is greatness to you?
Greatness is being the best player of all time. There is nothing short of being great.
What's your definition of great? What does greatness look like to you? That's the question. Because I'm gonna tell you what greatness is to me.
I know I can be great, so I think what greatness would look like for me is just me continuing to work as hard as I possibly can until I get to my goals, which is really just to be that running back, wide receiver in the NFL. That's my goal, and be that Heisman Trophy winner. You know. That's
now,
great.
when this happens, I hope to be
I know. I've been speaking it.
To go get that, to sit there with you, right?
Yeah,
Am I sitting there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm working for it.
I tell you,
I'm working for it. That's what it is.
Greatness to me, when I used to strive for it, was an area I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I did everything it takes to get to greatness.
Yep.
But I know I can never achieve greatness because I can't put it past God.
Right.
Yeah.
God was my ultimate goal. If I do nothing else on this earth,
you got God.
I live with Him forever.
Facts.
But everything underneath that was obtainable. So all I had to do was reach and strive. So, the hard work towards greatness is what you look back and say, I did it. I did that thing. Even if you halfway there. There's so many people way don't even think about it.
Don't think about it, yeah.
They ain't even going to
I'm going to tell you what I think greatness is. My definition of greatness is simply this. Greatness is, let me put it in the right words. You have to do things continuously.
Yeah.
Continuously. Relentless effort, which you do. Like I said about the videotapes, I didn't see any lag time because I saw to be great, you have to be consistent.
Yeah. You can't fall off here.
You're
not really that good. You're an all right player. But first quarter good.
Let's hold down a minute now. I'm not gonna give you all the flowers. I'm not gonna give you all the flowers. You know why? Because I seen your boys.
Yeah.
You got a hellified offensive line.
Yeah.
How important were those guys to you?
Oh no, my line was super important to me. Yeah, I love those guys. Especially it's farther than football with my line. Like man, every line group I've had, it's different because like those guys you're probably gonna talk to the most. They talk the most trash sometimes, and then they.
Which one really like that? Which one of those guys can you really depend on when you running a play and you need that key block or that key person to get out the way? Out of all your boys, this doesn't mean that he's the best. Which one can you literally depend on? That's going to knock.
Yeah, we going. Me and Mikey.
Why?
Oh yeah, he just gonna block for me. He gonna move too. He got size. Well, he's 300 something pounds. He was gonna move.
I was a line coach
for 3 years. He's blocked for me.
So in certain plays, I'm going with Andy. Andy was a dog. But then I got the Levander twins.
I'm saying it's hard to choose.
So yeah, but when it's really go down to it, it's because him and Mikey like brothers.
That's my brother.
So Mikey ain't gonna give up. Ain't want nobody to touch him. Mikey was huge.
He take it personal.
I had to be honest. My whole line, the whole line. Man, it just I think we were just growing. We started late because Coach Mosley didn't come on till after people already been practicing because we got a new coach. And but outside of them boys played hard, and I'm looking forward to Beech Grove growing as well. But Mikey Hickson, oh yeah, that's my.
He's a young guy too.
Yeah, Hickson, that's my.
That's a young guy.
He's gonna be a dog. He's gonna be a dog. And I'm gonna train with them when I get back. Right now, this year getting them out, it's hard for me.
So that's you plan to keep you plan to stay active with the football team long after your son is gone. I take it.
Yeah. Any way I can, even through donations or fundraisers. Like CVS High School when I coached there, Jatan, McNutt, all them I still can see them on Facebook or they call, reach out to me. It's kind of funny when they say coach and they grown. I'm like, oh Lord, how old am I? You know how that feel, right? But
Not really.
yeah. Well, but yeah. So yeah, that's the bond I see them building,
right.
and that's what lets me know that everything's going in the right direction. What we've seen, I'm seeing.
Before we wrap up, let's make sure I keep the spotlight on you because, first of all, thanks so much because I know you're busy.
Thank you.
We're recruiting and stuff, and I kept telling your dad we got to get him. You leave in a couple of days, to come and be on the show. I don't see nothing but success coming from because I see the word, like I said, greatness is being consistent, and you're definitely consistent. What do you want to see for yourself? I see the Heisman. You know, you're doing your thing with the Heisman.
Oh, yeah.
But what's the big picture for you?
Big picture for me is generally just getting to the point in my career where I know I can say I was able to enjoy the game of football and also know that I've achieved my goal, which is also being in the NFL, which I know I want to be there, which is the big goal, but also just being able to keep enjoying the game because the way I've never enjoyed a game the way I do with football. Like I haven't lost a single ounce of love for football since I've been playing. Basketball, I can say I loved basketball for 8, 9, 10 years, and I know exactly when I stopped liking it. Football.
Whoa, hold that. When was it that you stopped liking it? That's interesting.
When I started liking football.
Okay, so one overpowers the other. Okay, I got you.
I'm talking about when I played my first real game of football and I played all minute, like the whole game.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, basketball. I want to throw my basketball shoes away. I didn't want to shoot another basketball. I could live the rest of my life not shooting another basketball.
But real fast on that note, he was one of the top basketball players in the country. He was scoring 25 and 30 points a game.
Yeah.
And that's why when he threw me off when he said football. So I just wanted to say that.
He really didn't think. I was like, Dad, I like football. They was like, y'all. He was like, you really don't like football like that. It was like, I like football now, y'all.
Really?
Yeah, because it was the first year I really started playing football.
But that's kind of cool that you was able to just walk away from it without any regrets.
I mean, I still play basketball with the guys. Like if they ask me, they need a fifth or a fourth to play some basketball. I'll lace them up and I'll still play. I'm not trash. I said I'm not trashing, but I just like football a lot more. And I'd say the drop off from me enjoying basketball, it went lower while football just went up.
So your goal is to make it to the NFL. You're already projecting. What team? What team?
Bears. You're in the Bears. I can't get them changed. I'm not changing it. The Bears.
We're going to beat Dallas. We just going to leave it like that.
I can't get him to change his mindset for nothing. He's stuck on this Bears thing. Okay. What about the Colts? You live here. What about the Colts?
Nah. The closest thing y'all can get to me repping the Indiana team is the Pacers. I like the Pacers based off the way they play. Don't get me wrong. And they made it. I'm a bandwagon. It is what it is. I'm a bandwagon for the Pacers.
Yeah. I wish we had made it.
I'm saying
we love the Colts. It's not that. Just so many Colts fans be doing all that talking.
So much Colts fans that talk.
So that's
why. Terrible years.
Okay. I got you. I feel you. Before we leave.
Shout out Anthony Richardson though. I met him before. Shout out Anthony Richardson.
You like Anthony Richardson?
Yeah, I met him at Game 6 of the Pacers or something. Yeah, it was cool. He's a cool dude.
Good guy.
Okay. Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. I wish his speedy recovery and that. Yeah. Hopefully he gets to get on that field and take us to the playoffs. Before we leave, once again, thank you so much for taking time to come on the show. Your mentors right here. What would you like to tell your dad before you getting ready to head off to school and stuff? What would you like to tell your dad before we leave? Is there something emotional you like to tell him? Or?
It's a lot. I've had on my mind to tell my parents, especially before I leave. I had something in mind. I'm gonna give them something before I leave. Yeah. But if I could tell them a couple words right now, Dad, you definitely given me a lot more than enough for me to succeed. You taught me, man, countless skills when it comes to football, basketball, all these sports. You've set me up in an amazing situation. I really do thank you for that. You showed me what it looks like for a man to walk in Christ my whole life, just for me to be able to see that from my own eyes. Right. Just have an example. That's the biggest thing of it all. So I appreciate you for that, Dad. And while I'm away at West Point, I'm gonna be taking care of my body. You know, I want you to take care of yours and my mom.
Gotcha. We're gonna do that.
Oh yeah, I know that. You ain't going. I don't know when you get back in the gym, you don't stop.
We already in the gym now.
I'm saying we got.
I'm gonna wait till he get better because that's gonna be training me anyway.
That's see all his trophies up there.
This guy, this the beast for real. But
okay.
You know, in saying that, you know, it's like I said, it's never like it's over until I'm gone. So we always can learn from one another, and then I also learn from you. And remember, the example I try to set to you is not only do I walk in Christ, but unperfectly.
Yeah.
Because I'm not perfect. People keep trying to think that Christians trying to say you can't do this, you can't do it. We're not supposed to, but if we do, I'm forgiven.
Yep.
And I when that means I can't just go out and do things. It just means that, okay, I made a mistake. I don't want to really do this again. But who's to say I don't do it again? I can never cover myself because I don't have the power.
Yeah.
But who has the power was who I profess my love to. So that means that, as we talk today, and just the little lesson on that is that we are always on duty. So it means where you at when you come out of this office. When I'm here with my brother, he's on. You know how I feel about Andre.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about other guys that's in my circle that's close, and he's new.
Yeah, I'm new. I'm a new kid on the block.
No, when I mean that, but you haven't been treated no more than I
trust. Yeah.
Who I grew up with since 6th grade. I know real men. Yeah. And I know brothers with good hearts and brothers who might have had struggles, because the ones that have struggles are the ones who do for people, because we know what it's like to have not.
Yeah.
I want my Escalade though when you go. And the flying car, whatever they got.
Whatever they got at that time.
Because we gonna get paid on the beach, on the beach t-shirts and popcorn world.
Cadillac money is crazy.
Guys, once again, thank you so much for taking time out to come on the show. Before we leave, I've got to give shouts out to Popcorn World. P, how can the viewers find you, reach you, and get some of that delicious popcorn?
Well, you can always find me at indiepopcornworld.com. That's our website. Also, I'm at 3755 East Raymond Street. I have 500 flavors of popcorn. I'm open Tuesday through Saturday. I'm closed on Sundays and Mondays, hours from 12 to 7. I say Google me or Yelp me. You'll find out where I'm at. But I appreciate everybody that comes in.
How can the viewers reach out to you and follow you in your beautiful journey and career? Because you're going to be famous. You might as well go and put it out there. How can they reach out to you, all the fans?
My Instagram is jlee, and then you put 0_O. I have Twitter too. That's Jeremiah Lee. I think it's Jeremiah Lee BG. I'm gonna change it back to just Jeremiah Lee, and it's probably gonna be Jeremiah Lee WP for Jeremiah Lee West Point. But yeah, thank you, and just continue to show love to everybody y'all see. That's the biggest thing of all. Just show love, y'all. We need more love in the world. Truly, that's really one thing I live by too. Being kind to one another.
I appreciate that.
Guys, to be kind. It just makes everybody's day better. You don't know whose day you'll change. You don't know how much better you can make somebody else's day by just being kind.
You heard that from the future NFL first round draft choice with the first pick of the Dallas Cowboys.
No.
With the first pick of the Dallas Cowboys.
Not me.
Jeremiah Lee.
I'm kidding. Hey, Cowboys, if y'all see this in the future, please, I will not be mad at it. Take me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show.